So it's then that this anti-humor arises out of anger. I truly believe that the missing word here is disdain and anger. The reason why comedy needs to be groundbreaking is to kick the average person outside of a group mentality and a dangerous groupthink mindset, to shake them out of it's very jarring. That's why it seems so offensive. The joke is not that you are trying to be funny, because it's clearly not on the surface. But underneath all that, okay, is the joke is the people that do not get it because they don't understand. It's an ultimate litmus test, right? That whoever does not understand the joke, whoever doesn't see the underlying message, if you can't detect the joke behind the anti-joke, then you are part of the problem. And it's very difficult to find comedians that could pull this off, and it's difficult for them to even find a medium for which to produce this, because on the surface it is outrageously offensive. It is extremely politically incorrect. It's truly now unacceptable to say something, even though the hidden meaning behind it might be helpful in the end to humanity. We're taking something that is taken oh so seriously. That words can be such weapons, and that the assumption is that anyone that could say such horrendous things must also believe them, which is not true at all. They need to go back and understand the concept of satire, which is that you're reflecting, you're mirroring people as you're making fun of them. You're portraying a character that is so offensive, so absurd, that they cannot possibly exist. Even though they do, those people actually do not have a sense of irony whatsoever. We know that, which is why you understand the value of exposing the people that basically can't take a joke. And I believe it's working. I believe people are actually much more adept and much more sociable, especially the ones that have understood the hidden underlying tone, which is a disdain for groupthink, a disdain for the hive mind. And I love it so. Well, you go back and look just a few years ago, Steve Martin. My goodness, Steve Martin. Steve Martin. Watch an entire comedy set by Steve Martin and see if you laugh.
She had the best pussy. That cat was the best fuck I ever had.
Are you having a laugh at Steve Martin? One of the world's greatest banjo players is what he should have on his tombstone, because he is. And that's about it. Quite honestly, that's what I'll say about him. He's not even joking. I understand that John Candy was a nice man, but honestly now, primates laugh when they're, threatened or there's there's imminent danger of some kind. It's to alert others that there's an absurd. It's kind of a shock to the body it's very funny. Why do we laugh? Well, it's actually the shock of what you didn't see coming. I have a certain soft spot for, oh, look at this fucking Prius. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Yes, it's a Prius. There's the Prius C, the Prius Max. There's another kind, actually. Write in the comments below, which Prius are you? Are you the Prius C, the Prius Max, or the Prius regular? And I would just like to stand in the middle on one of those, two-wheel hoverboard things, set it on full speed, just rotating around with my pimp hand extended, and just...
I can remember a time I was having a wee in the toilet and there was a big black fella next to me. And I just looked at him, as you do. You're having a piss in the cubicle, and I just looked at him and I went, as you do, I went, all right, mate. And he looked at me and went, ain't you fucking, mate? I said, no, you're right. You ain't my mate. And I finished up jobbing him, giving him a clump in there, and he smashed his head on the piss bowl thing. And I had to go out and tell the governor, who I still work for to this day, he's got another pub now, you better go and get ambulance for him.
What child is this in Israel and for me? Get out of the way, you piece of shit, FedEx van.